What's going on, my people? How y'all doing? Okay, I'm sorry. Y'all know. Yeah, come on, man. I said, what's going on, my people? Is Team Sharon in the house? I said, is Team Sharon in the house? Aaron, what's up? That's what happens when people show up that I haven't seen in a long time. I be like, what's up? What's happening? I love seeing all of you here. Thank you for coming. If y'all just lucked up upon coming to West of Lenin tonight and have no clue why you're here, my name is Sharon Nyree Williams. I am the Sharon in the Team Sharon shirt. Wow, did y'all enjoy the exhibit? Let's give Rachel and Saryanka a round of applause. Yeah, I did that. I said I was going to keep this whole night simple. And then I said, Rachel and Saryanka, will y'all do an exhibit? And they was like, yeah. And they started buying stuff. They spent like a month like going on shopping trips, and Rachel was running Saryanka around town, and they was hanging out. I was like, yeah, I did that. But I appreciate it. To all the people on the internet, what's good? We about to do that daggone thing. So tonight we're gonna oh, that's my water right there that I'm gonna kick at some point. So tonight is very simple. For my sister who's watching online at some point, yes, I'm reading from a notebook. She gets kind of picky now. She thinks she knows me and everything. She's like, why are you reading? You know how long it takes to memorize something? I didn't have time for that this time. So I'm simply, the third album that I'm starting to work on is the working title right now is Shook. And I decided that tonight would be a good way to start to share that material and see if y'all like it, if I should actually put it in the album, or if I need to start over and start from scratch. So I'm just gonna read some things, and then at the end, I'll do a talk back and you can tell me what you really feel. And if you don't want to tell me how you really feel in person, you can email me or Facebook me or do anything like that. But this first piece that I'm gonna read has nothing to do with the album yet. I don't know if it's going on the album, but my Aunt Beulah passed away a couple Saturdays ago, and I ended up writing this piece in honor of her called Sugar. And I wasn't able to go home for the service, which was this Saturday, but my niece, Caress, read it for me at the service. And so in honor of Aunt Beulah, who was 93, this is a piece dedicated to her, and then we'll kick off Shook. Hey, sugar, and a kiss on the cheek. You see, I know I heard her call some of you sugar too. But for the record, I was her favorite sugar. And here's how I know this. Hey, sugar, did she ever give you a 50-cent piece? Did she ever give you a $2 bill? Did she ever make you her famous homemade rolls? Okay, that was a little bit too easy. Hey, sugar, when you told her you were coming to visit, was she ever waiting for you at the door or maybe sitting on the front steps? Did she ever ask you before you could get in the door good, baby, do you want something to eat? Were you ever able to grab a bag and take all you could from her cupboards, the refrigerator and the freezer, until she noticed you were taking all the sweet potato pies? And she said, oh no, baby, you gotta leave Aunt Beulah some pies now. Hey, sugar, did she let you stay with her for the summer? And before you could get in the house goods, she let you know that you were in the city real quick. Do you have a club on your car? What I need a club for? Child, this is Baltimore. I'll take the club off my car and you can put it on your car. You see, they know me, so they're not gonna mess with my car. And then the next morning, the first thing she asked you was, is your car still outside? Hey, sugar. Did she have a picture of you up in her house? I swear there were pictures of at least 5 members in every room. Did she ever let you raid her dresser? No lie, she had a dresser full of nothing but costume jewelry. Did she ever tell you there's a television in your room and you realized there was a television in every room? Side note, the year was 1996, and 5 of the 6 televisions were black and white. Did you ever hear her talk about the newscasters on television like they were her friends? Or listen to her laughing every night while watching Martin? Did she make it seem like it was a nice thing, that it was a new thing every night that she had to have something sweet before she went to bed? But it was always a little piece of something or only a scoop of ice cream. Hey, sugar. On the first morning that you came down for breakfast with the t-shirt you slept in and a pair of shorts on, did she tell you, oh no, you go back upstairs and put on a house coat? Did she ever try to make you eat breakfast every morning before you left the house? Did she stay up and wait for you every night when you came home from your internship from the television station? 1, to see if you made it home safe. 2, to hear all the gossip about what happened behind the scenes. Hey, sugar. Did she ever ask you at least 3 times during a phone conversation, when are you coming to see your Aunt Beulah again? Did she ever tell you the same story every time she saw you? How the man at the service station said her car was like brand new. How her woman's club at church put on a wonderful program. How when she got her new Buick, she used OnStar to try to call you. And I kept telling them, call Sharon. And Lord knows the woman from OnStar couldn't get it right. I just kept saying, call Sharon. What about the story of when you drank all the orange juice? Okay, I didn't tell her to freeze it, so it was like an orange juice slushie. Plus, the glass she gave me was like 8 ounces tall. So I had to keep filling it up. It's not my fault the orange juice ran out. Or how about the story about the mouse? You see, Aunt Beulah lived in a row house, so she wasn't dirty at all. But if one house got a mouse, everybody in the row would get a visit from the same mouse. For her house, it would come in through the back of the stove, and to hear her tell it, it only showed up when you came to visit. She rubbed it in over and over again of how she was my mouse-saving hero. See, what had happened was, she put out those sticky mouse traps. I don't do mice. So I came home, and I heard this squealing coming from the kitchen. I peeked into the kitchen, and I saw the mouse stuck on the trap. I don't do mice. So I ran upstairs to my room, but I was hungry. But I wasn't going back into the kitchen until I knew the mouse was gone. The problem was, as time passed by, I went from hungry to starving. So I decided I was going to leave the house with a refrigerator full of food and go and get me something to eat from McDonald's. The mouse could have the kitchen for all I cared. As I opened the door to leave, Aunt Beulah was walking up the steps. Where you going, baby? To get something to eat? Well, there's plenty of food in there. There's a mouse on the sticky trap in the kitchen, and I ain't going in there. Lord have mercy. After she finished laughing at me, she went outside, grabbed a shovel, tapped the mouse on the head, and took him outside. She talked junk about me to everyone. I heard her telling her pastor's wife, her neighbor and best friend, Miss Lucy. She told Auntie. She told Miss Helen. She told the story every year at that Christmas from that point on. Sharon was scared of some little old mouse. Hey, sugar. While telling the story, did she ever say, yes, sir, I'm telling you the truth, why don't you? I tell you, yes, indeedy. Or when you were telling her a story and she was in disbelief, she was saying her most animated, deep voice. Wait for it. My father. Hey, sugar. Has she ever said to you, you know Aunt Beulah love you with your big tail? Well then, like I said, I was her favorite sugar. Aunt Beulah, we love you too. Rest in paradise, sugar. Whew, that was great. Because I thought I was going to be up here. Y'all should have seen me write this piece. I was in there. I feel bad for Selyanka, who y'all met earlier. Because I came in the office and I was just to write. She walked in, she was like, what's wrong? I'm writing this piece for Aunt Beulah. And she was like, okay. Then I said, you want to hear it? Yes. When I finished, she was like, I was like, oh, I'm sorry. We didn't need two people in the room acting a fool. But thank y'all for allowing me to share that with you. You're welcome. It'd be $5. So, shook. Are y'all ready? Yeah. I'm scared as hell. Well, we're going to do this. So, this first piece, I have no clue what the title of it is. It is called I'm calling it You Can't Take My Words. I will call you a slave. I will call you a nigger. I will call you a Negro. I will call you African American, but I call myself black. The power on how I see myself, you can no longer have. You can no longer check the box for who I am because I'm in control. I'm black. I'm black to my bones. The skin wrapped around me is black. The culture of my African ancestors is black. The seeds of my mother and father in which I was born are black. I know the language in which they taught me. I know the manners they've instilled in me. I know who I am goes beyond what you see because my blackness is my culture that doesn't suppress me. I'm one soul amongst many who hasn't always been free, but today and every day, my skin does more than define me. It challenges me to take my rightful place, to rely on the strength of my forefathers and to bear the crosses of the past, only to lift the voices of the future. I'm black because my soul says, be proud, be black, be you, my sister. Did I tell y'all the rules of the day? Oh, y'all can make noise if you want to. You ain't gotta sit there and be quiet. Just because we're in a black box don't mean you gotta shut up. If you wanna snap, you can snap. If you wanna say amen, you can say amen. If you wanna say you can do that too. I'm all good. I'm just gonna let you do your thing and I'm gonna do my thing and we're gonna do it together. All right, so I often get asked to come to classes and speak to panels and things of that nature. And I hope this piece doesn't keep me from being asked back. So the name of this piece is called Question and Answer. Here I am again, sitting in front of a classroom on a panel sharing my experiences. My life as an artist, my life as an arts administrator, my successes, my failures, my hopes for the future. Question and answer period. What do you think about the election of? Deep breath. Close, eyes closed, slightly lean forward, bend arm, elbow on knee, head falls into hand, index and middle finger rubs your forehead slowly from between my eyebrows to the top of my forehead. I'm thinking, here we go again. Open eyes, lift head, sit up straight. Breathe, look over the room. In my mind, I'm saying, choose your words wisely, Sharon. Be professional. Make eye contact with the student. Back corner to the right of the classroom. Here we go. Welcome to my world. Black people have been fighting ever since our ancestors was brought to America. We've been screaming that the system is created for us not to succeed. We've been beaten, told that we aren't worth anything, and showed the door every time we got a taste of change. When you look in the dictionary, by the word injustice, you see a picture of black people. We had a black president, and you, maybe not you, they did everything they could to discredit him. They tried to prove that he wasn't American. They fought him on health care. They fought him on preventing gun violence. They disrespected him on the floor of the Congress. They talked about him like he was just another black man walking down the street, never respecting his position or his authority. He was constantly challenged on every turn. For 8 years, he couldn't do anything right. For 8 years, we were constantly reminded that he wasn't their president. Before he was president, racism was apparent. But after he became president, racism became blatant, disrespectful. What do I think about the election of? I think, don't distract me. Don't walk up to me and act like this is something new. This is new to you. Because until now, you didn't know what it meant to feel as though you had no voice. You didn't know what it felt like to not have access to resources. You didn't know what it felt like to be a minority, so don't distract me. I'm out here every day trying to work as an artist, as an arts administrator, as a black woman. I'm helping my people, black voices be heard. So when you see me on the stage, when you see me at the board meeting, when you see me at the table, when you see me on the panel, when you see me, just know I'm always fighting for my people. Welcome to my world. Welcome to our world. Welcome to the black man's world. Any questions? I'm no piece of brittle. My life plays like a roller coaster ride. Every minute emotions change. The thickness of my skin is no reflection of my path, but the path of those before me. The ancestors, the whips, the chains being thrown off the boat, hung by a rope. My feet can't dangle in the air. The price has been paid. Ain't got time for fear. Nigga, please, get the out of here. I'm tearing down barriers. The rules of being in my place don't apply. Tokens are for Chuck E. Cheese. I'm building bricks, splitting trees. I'm standing in the field, fluffy whiteness to my knees. I break down the words you believe are me. Recognize greatness. The strength in me is stronger than what man can see. On my back, I carry the cross. For the ancestors and the slaves, I take the whips for Jesus. I put the spiked crown on my head with ease. I absorb the pressure from the water. My feet aren't planted, they are cemented in purpose. No mirror for the image that is me. My knowledge can't be parted like the Red Sea. RESPECT, me. No limits. I'm sitting under the tree holding the branches of my bloodline. I'm moving through time with the mind God gave me to proclaim my purpose. Stories are my weapons. My words are my strength. My heart and soul would not be broken. My path has been written. No static in my stride. I'm claiming what's mine. The history of my ancestors supports my foundation. The blood of my mother and father is the lava I breathe. I proclaim your evilness can't break me. Your fear can't rock me. I'm coming to the table with all my blackness. Light, dark, caramel, midnight, and high yellow. This world is nothing without me. Woo! My friend like to call me orange. She gets on my nerves. But she got mad the other day because my tan is better than her tan. Um, y'all all right? All right. So it's funny how pieces come up for you sometimes. So I was about to speak. It was Black History Month at an event, and sometimes I think I need a lead in to what I'm about to do. And so I wrote down real quick these like 5 lines about Black History Month, and I performed them that night. And it was really good. It felt really good to just say it. It was really, really good, really, for me. And so I ended up making it into a whole piece recently. So the piece is called, and for all my Christian people out there that don't like profanity, I'm sorry, but I cannot make a clean version of this piece. I did it for Never Satisfied. I said shoot and and I did everything. I did it for that piece, but I can't do it for this piece. I'm sorry, Daddy, I can't do it. If you're gonna have to turn this one down when you get the album, I'm just sorry. Or don't get the album and I'll tell you about it. And my grandmother's gonna be mad. Is that Sharon cussing? Yes, I'm sorry. But it's the way of the world because the name of this piece is dumb shit. I used to be one of those people that didn't like the thought of Black History Month. Shoot, I'm black. 365 days a year and 28 days is not enough. It's funny how society will show you the errors of your ways. I discovered the real reason why we have to have Black History Month. Because y'all keep doing dumb shit. Charter school puts black girls in detention, suspend them from participating in sports because they have braids in their hair. Dumb shit. White man from the UK supposed to play Michael Jackson. Dumb shit. White girls wearing t-shirts with the N-word on them. Dumb shit. Black housing areas are being torn down and replaced with new ones that we can't afford. Dumb shit. Because we have to explain to you why historically black colleges and universities are important. Dumb shit. Because you think we are paying you any attention on the bus, in the mall, or crossing the street. Dumb shit. Because Colin Kaepernick doesn't have a job. Dumb shit. Because you thought it was okay to say the N-word. Dumb shit. Because you thought it was okay to paint your face black. Dumb shit. Because equity is just a buzzword for you. Dumb shit. Because you wouldn't know authentic relationships with black people or organizations if it was standing directly in your face. Dumb shit. Because black neighborhoods have disappeared. Dumb shit. Because the person living in the White House. Dumb shit. Because hip hop and R&B radio stations are being turned into top 40 stations. Dumb shit. Because you have one black friend. Dumb shit. Because every night before I go to bed and every morning when I wake up, there's news that a white cop or a white person has shot a black person. Dumb shit. Because there hasn't been any convictions in the murders of Philando Castile, Terrence Crutcher, Sandra Bland, Eric Gardner, Michael Brown, Trayvon Martin, Sean Bell, Tamir Rice, Freddie Gray, Oscar Grant III, and many, many, many more. No convictions. Dumb shit. Black History Month is necessary for one reason only. Because y'all keep doing dumb shit. I'm gonna get kicked out of my family. But that's all right, they 3,000 miles away. So welcome. Who's inviting me over for Sunday dinner? Here I come. So if this was an album, the next piece would be a piece called Freedom. But I can't do that piece because it has to be created in the studio. And the basic premise of Freedom is I'm not going to tell you. You have to buy the album. Okay, next. I'm saying people watching this on the internet, somebody steal my idea, and I ain't even made it to the studio yet. So I'm not giving it to you. You're just going to have to wait for it. But if you can sing, come see me. This next piece is called Brother's Prayer. And the great part about doing readings is that you can keep writing up until the point where you're about to do the reading. And so Saturday night, I started moving everything around in this piece. And I was like, yeah. And I was sitting there yesterday and I was reading and I was crying. And yeah, I like this piece. I hope y'all like it because y'all might not like it as much as I do. But I don't care. Because I cried all day yesterday for this piece. I hope I don't cry today. Lord, please don't let me cry. Because it is not pretty at all. But my dog was like, really? She kept coming in between. She was like, well, do I lay on your lap? What? How do I help? And I was like, but I'm going to make it through it. I promise I won't cry today. I can't even promise that. I'm lying. Brother's Prayer. I'm trapped in this world knowing you are here. You left before I appeared. Never can I look into your eyes, hear your laugh, or feel your heartbeat next to mine. I never heard your voice. I don't know if your skin is as soft as cashmere, smooth as jazz, or rough like Carolina dirt roads. Are your teeth bright white, or are they on the yellow side? Are your feet pretty, or are your dogs crusty? Do you walk with swag? Do you even have swag? What do you smell like after you work on your car? What do you smell like when you go on a date? What's your favorite food, color, time of year? What makes you smile? What makes you sad? What will make you flip the script and kick somebody's ass? Brother, why don't I know who you are? I attended Sherwood Park Elementary School. My first two boyfriends were Jamie and Charles. I am a tomboy. My favorite car that I never owned is a Ford Mustang. I hit a home run in my first at bat for my Little League softball team. I wore braces for 1 year. My friends called my teeth car doors. I had a dope Jerry curl. I attended Douglasburg Junior High and Senior High schools. I was a candy striper. I love Miss Helen's spaghetti sauce, barbecue sandwiches from the Barbecue Hut or Smithfield, Waffle House's country ham and pecan waffles. I played the piano for church. I had a guy break up with me because he liked my friend. I loved going to the club. I would shake what my mama gave me, drop it like it was hot, Tootsie Roll like there was nobody's business. And in college, I learned how to rough it off. Rough it off. Rough it off. Rough it off. I attended Delaware State University on a volleyball and softball scholarships. I love my HBCU. I have a few degrees. I live in Seattle where I'm officially following my dreams. Why did they take you from me? Amen. I'm starting my prayer at the end because that's where my story begins. I've taken the steps in D.C. to approach you. As my feet hit the pavement, my fingers found your name. I was instantly drained. I made it this far with you being the angel in my heart. As I have moved through time wondering, why mine? You were called and you went from protect and serve, I promised to defend the Constitution, to 6 feet deep with the cemented sign and grass covering your head to your feet. Lord, I come to you today asking you to give me strength. Let me forever feel his presence. Tell brother I love him and I wish he were here, Lord. I pray for the cousin who left before I appeared. Private First Class Joseph Earl Jackson, a.k.a. Brother, a.k.a. JJ, was a casualty of the Vietnam War. He was the son of Sandy Bivens and Ola Mae Jackson of Parkton, North Carolina. He was a wonderful individual that loved his family and valued and respected the life and opinions of others. He was an architectural engineer that designed buildings prior to being drafted into the Army. He enjoyed drawing and building things as well as working on sports cars. He dreamed that one day he would own his own business. His family loves and misses him so much. Follow your heart. What does it feel like? I can't follow my heart. It's embedded in me. It's in the temple that at times seems strong and still, but lately feels at any point it will shatter to pieces. How do you follow your heart when you feel broken? When you feel the world is against you? When if everything was perfect, you would still find something wrong? How do you follow your heart when you feel like you're standing in the middle of the earth and the only things that seems to be spinning is you? While your head is hurting, your eyes are crossing, your ears are hearing what they want to hear, when your knees are weakening, your back is aching and your arms won't leave your side. How do you follow your heart when you feel like the pain is too much to bear and the joy no longer comes in the morning? When it always seems to be dark and the moon and stars aren't clear, how do you follow your heart when the blood no longer flows and the tears constantly flow and the smile is forever gone? When what you knew is no more and the truth is staring at you from the floor? When 1 + 1 no longer equals 2 and 2 + 2 no longer equals 4? When math doesn't matter and science seems like fiction, how do you follow your heart when it's been broken into a million pieces? And you don't have the energy to pick up piece after 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 piece. How do you follow your heart? So this next piece is called Shook. And it wasn't originally the title of the album. We had called it something else, but Team Sharon member Rita, who's back in the corner, said, no, you can't call it that because of this. And we was like, oh, you're right. And so myself and my creative partner, Christine Sumption, when I did a reading of all these pieces for her, we was like, what's the title? What's the title? And usually, okay, I'm just gonna tell you my experience with titles. My album, Humanity, we had over 100 choices for titles. The Consciousness of Love, I made up as I was writing a grant application. And Shook, me and Chris was sitting in the backyard, and I was like, well, what can we call it? And like, we don't have to have a title right now. But we started going through we was going through every page, and then she was like, then I was like, Shook, and she was like, Shook, and I was like, yeah, I'm shook. And so that's how we got the title. But also like this piece was one of the pieces that I wrote that made me want to call this album The Consciousness of Love Part 2, because it picks up from the piece that I wrote, Amazing Me, which talks about my battle with depression. So here's Shook. What is wrong with you? The question is back. It has been a while since I laid down the words that made up Amazing Me. The feeling of something not being right within me has returned. Life has been a rocky road, and this time I don't know if it's depression talking. I just know I feel shook. I feel the energy around me is rocky. I got out of bed and I tried to shake it off. First my left arm, then my right arm, then both arms together. I began walking around in a circle saying, something's wrong, something's wrong. What did I do? I'm sorry. Please tell me what I did. Get it off of me. Pull it out of me. Make it go away. What is happening to me? Lord, I don't know what it is, but something is not right. As I continued to shake my arms, energy of uneasiness ran through my body. It was like a current passing through power lines. I've never felt this before. I may have felt this before. Honestly, I don't know if I felt this before. My consciousness is unclear. I question if this was confirmation. Is what I'm feeling telling me I was correct? I kept shaking and I broke the circle and I walked out of my room. As I moved about the house, I continued what I now think is a chant. Something's wrong with me. What is wrong with me? Something is wrong with me. What is wrong with me? Who am I calling on? Why in the past few months when I'm saying everything is okay, something drastic happens? Why is that the money that has been owed to me is finally in the bank and bad shit keeps happening to me? I guess money can't solve all my problems. I began to question myself. I told them everything was okay, but everything is not okay. I thought everything was okay. I just Googled, who am I? I just Googled feeling like something is wrong. Click, click, I can't read this. My head is hurting. Somebody, please tell me what's wrong. I'm on my medication. I promise I haven't missed a day, but it's all wrong. I want to be fine. I want it to be better than fine, but I can't shake it. I'm shaking my left hand. I'm shaking my right hand. I can't shake it. I can't get it off of me. I don't know what it is, but Lord, something is wrong. Help me, somebody. The energy around me is all wrong, and I'm entering a state of depression. Or have I been in it again for a while? And I'm just now realizing it. I can't shake this feeling. I don't like this feeling. Can you hear me? Is anybody there? Help me. Help me, please. I'm sorry I told them at work was good. I'm sorry I told them I feel great about my performances. I'm sorry I told them life was good. I'm sorry I didn't know I was lying. It's too much. I can't handle it. Please make it stop. Make it stop. I'm shook. So sometimes I'm asked to write pieces for specific events. And so this next piece I wrote it a while ago, and I've been trying to figure out a way to put it on an album. So I'm going to put it on this album. The young lady that asked me to write it was doing a fundraiser for a film that she has now shot. And so what she did was told me a bunch of stories about women that had been abused. And so I came up with this piece called Boxed. Society has put me in this box. Embrace the love of our mothers, husbands, strangers, fathers, and friends. The box that put them in our lives. Ah! Get out of my way. Let me out of this box. In life, we all have a path to walk. Your path scared me. Your path forced my mind to experience things I felt I couldn't ever control. Your path bruised my skin, dug into my pores, and shredded my soul. Let me out of this box. Your path is a reflection of the evil within you. The shame of the mean person you've grown into, the hell in which your soul was ignited. You can't have me. Let me out of this box. I bounced off all these walls, picked myself up off the floor. The bruises you put on my body has healed. My vagina that was once torn by you has tightened and is mine again. I fight every day to keep my mind clear. My soul no longer has fear. Get out of my way. Let me out of this box. Enough. I'm knocking down these walls. Push. Boom. Push. Boom. Push. Boom. My path was broken, but now it's clear. The strength of loving myself has replaced the fear. I picked up these pieces and I'm whole again. Get out of my way. My new journey has begun. I'm going to follow my dreams and do me again. I'm going to grab a mic and share my voice on the radio. I'm going to study hard and work in the medical field. I'm going to gather all the pets I can and become a veterinarian. I'm going to be a chef and serve food for the soul. I'm going to help the youth that are motherless just like me. I am not alone. You are not alone. We are strong. We are out of the box. Okay, so my church friends might not like this one either. But I'm not using any profanity. I really ain't. I'm not. I don't think so. I don't know. But it was funny. I had taken some time off work, and it was like the worst staycation ever. Right? It was like I was reading email every day. I just ended up going into work anyway. It was just rude. It was just like, at what point do you get that you can't take a staycation? So it was bad. But then when Friday came at the end of staycation, I could say, I'm not working. Really? I waited till Friday. I had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I read emails. I made phone calls. Yeah, I went into the office. Yeah, Friday. Okay, I'm on vacation. Really? Really, I had to wait for Friday. So Friday, I went to Panera Bread, and I started writing this piece. I'm not pubbing Panera Bread. They did not sponsor me. But maybe I should take that back. I went to this place, because Panera Bread is not sponsoring me. So I went to this place and decided to just try to write on my vacation that has gone bad. And so I started writing this piece. And the crazy part about this is my friend Brian, who's sitting over here. I won't tell you exactly which one he is because he's sitting over here. But he texted me out of the blue and said, you should write a piece about breaking up with church. Man, I already started that piece at Panera Bread. So, this is breaking up. Now, I say in the piece, but sometimes people don't hear what you're saying even when you say it. So I say in the piece, I believe in church, I just don't do it. I believe in it. So all my church folks, just know I believe, but I'm still going to tell you how I'm breaking up with it. Here we go. I had this romantic love affair. The structure was made of the toughest materials, the sensual red clay fused by rock-hard cement. Not smooth, it has some bumps and bruises along the way. The solid foundation being the holder of vibrant glass embedded with love. Within the walls, color of fire are underneath the soles and carefully sanded, stained, and cushioned, absorbed seats are mystified by the energy of life. I've learned from spending so much time there that I question that when the time would come, would I be free to leave? Would they just leave me alone? It wasn't a bad breakup, but it was a breakup that brought uncertainty. Am I now a bad person? Where will my soul go? I grew up and walked through those doors of my own free will, looking for the sense of making oneself whole, wanting to contribute to a cause bigger than myself, surrounded by souls who loved unconditionally, being in a community where being a better me is more than a possibility. Sharon, it's a safe space to be free. As a child, it was a part of my life. Never questioned it because it's the only way. Go down the dirt road, hidden amongst the trees. I walked in the river, all white with the jerry curl cap on my head. 2 men in white welcome me with open arms. I'm not afraid. Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, dip. The water came over me. Breath of hope, breath of belonging. Breath of a new life. Short-lived. Did you go to church today? Yes. Service was good this morning at Bedside Baptist. The ushers were so nice. Everyone was so comfortable as they could be. The collection plate was full. The pastor didn't stay up too long. And at one point, I even thought I heard the angels singing. You didn't go to church today. Why? Well, let me see. Maybe it was because I didn't want to go. Maybe it was because I'm tired. Maybe it was because my car wouldn't start. Nah, I can't put that on my car. Maybe I didn't have anything to wear. Maybe because the football game was on. Maybe because it was raining. Yeah, it was coming down. Maybe because I'm over it. Maybe because I don't want to be fake today. Maybe because when I came, you taught me the good, the bad, and the ugly, and it awakened me to the idea of a better way. You didn't need to go to church today? Why? It kind of sort of like just happened gradually. For a while I wanted to go. For a while I was open and ready to serve. I was officially a grown-up. I could make my own decisions, so I chose you. I chose to follow you. I've been told to do this all my life, but I finally felt as though it was my choice. I can choose to go your way, or I could choose to go my own way. All I knew was I wanted to continue the right way. Bedside Baptist. Why? Something just stopped in me. I stopped feeling the need to be present. I stopped feeling as though I would be missed. I stopped feeling like I was being fed, and I'm not talking about the food. I stopped feeling like I was part of something greater than me. I stopped feeling like it was trying to make me a better person. I stopped feeling like they wanted me. I started feeling like it was less about my soul and more about their souls. I want to see Jesus. I got to see Jesus. I need to see Jesus. I want to see Jesus. I got to see Jesus. I need to see Jesus. Say yeah! Crossover. I'm sorry you started fading and I didn't know if I should stop it or if I wanted to. The songs were my joy, but not enough. The people were the people. Nothing new. I liked a few. My heart wasn't the same. The person I was gone and I felt uncertain but clear. It was me that wanted more. More than just telling me how it should be. More than you appearing to be what you thought it should be. More than trying to be how you wanted me to be. More than believers like me. More than you. I needed the understanding that I was free to be me. Not perfect, but have a good heart. But you couldn't accept me for me. Yes, I'm not above using profanity or cussing a mother if I need be. I drink, not just wine, gin, rum, brandy. If it has a spirit, I may drink it responsibly. If I had a man, I would have sex with no thought of marriage, not one single thought or any sense of commitment. I will wear a tiny skirt and cleavage showing. Okay, I'm lying. I wouldn't wear a tiny skirt. But if I wanted to, I would. I listen to all kind of music, all of it. Alcohol encouraged, sex highlighted, feelings being hurt, ass kicking music. I'm not totally against weed. I can't smoke it, but I'll eat an edible if it helps me sleep. Lord knows nothing the doctor has given me has helped. I'm okay with meeting people at where they are, who they can be are important to me. I want community that won't ask me not to be me. I want a community that understands that if you teach me, I'm not just going to follow. I'm going to adapt it for me. Honestly, it just didn't feel true anymore. I believe in God with all my heart, but the confines of the four walls were no longer enough. I chose to go to church as an adult. I was excited about it. I finally got to the point in life where I didn't have any more excuses of why I wasn't going to church. I loved it. I really loved the music. I couldn't miss praise and worship. If that was one on point, then I could care less about the rest of the service. No disrespect, but music speaks to my soul. I'm sad to say everything just died off for me. I was in a ministry that I loved and made me feel that I was a part of something special. For those who don't know what a ministry is, the different departments in the church. Some examples are children's ministry, hospitality ministry, music ministry, ministry of kindness, ministry. I was in the video arts ministry. Once that began to fade away, then that was it. I got out of the ministry because of a conflict. I stopped really hearing the pastor, started only going to see certain people, and started wanting to leave right after praise and worship. Why stay in something if you are not all the way there? I left. I tried going to several other places, but it just didn't feel right. I couldn't get that feeling of excitement, unity, and pride about being amongst the saints. It was like we grew apart. You helped teach me. You helped shape me. You helped shape my ideals and the way I see the world. But my work in ministry is beyond the beautiful red clay and cement holding it all together with the beautiful glass. I believe the church is very important to our community, but I can't join willingly in knowing who I've become. The current model isn't made for just good people. It's made for a certain people. However, my church is within me, and I accept and move in my space that is church-like. It's not. It's not perfect. No limitations, and all the imperfections are welcomed on their own terms. I love what the church stands for, what it once was, and I pray for a bright future. But where I am right now in my life, my church travels within me. I got to be me. It's within me. I need to be me. I got to be me. It's within me. I need to be me. I got to be me. It's within me. I need to be me. Say yeah! I don't see you walking out. I'm just playing with you. Handle your business. I always wanted to do that, right? That's right. I'm not a comedian, but I love it when they do it. They be like, yo, I'm not a comedian. But they kill me when they do that. Where you going? I don't know. I only have, let me see, how many more? Oh, we're doing good. Okay, cool. Y'all still with me? Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to read this piece. How about that? It's called Wall. Why do I feel like you want me to put up a brick wall? You're asking me not to feel something when I don't know what I'm supposed to feel, but to not feel anything at all is asking me to not be me, to not be human. To not use the tools that you gave me to teach me about life, about the importance of family and the ways in which we can support one another. But I feel as though you just want me to put up a wall. Put up a wall to not feel what is natural to me. Put up a wall and not think about the things that don't seem right to me. Put up a wall because you made decisions based off of wanting to protect me. I'm not mad at you for wanting to protect me. I respect you and I know that my life has been good, but you can't ask me to put up a wall because you shut it down, because you didn't want to feel, because somebody told you not to feel. Somebody told you to leave it alone, but by nature, I'm a people person. I'm a person that likes to talk about the family and our past. I'm the young person in our family that enjoys calling and speaking to the elders, if for no other reason than to see how they're doing. I'm the one that when I was going to school to Delaware, I wouldn't dare drive through Baltimore without stopping by to see Aunt Beulah. I'm that person. So how can you ask me to put up a wall when you're really asking me not to be me? Not to be the person you made me grow up to be. The person that you shaped into this crazy society, this person that I think has grown up to be pretty okay, pretty awesome, pretty sweet and respectable, who loves hard and whatever else you can think of when it comes to being good. So why would you ask me to put up a wall? Because you were able to put up a wall. Because you were able to toss it to the side, and not out of malice, but because of pride. Why are you asking me to put up a wall? I put up my own walls. I put up a wall for a period of time when I didn't want to get close to the elders because of the fear of them not being here anymore, because I felt the pain was going to hurt too bad. I put up a wall in staying across the country 3,000 miles away from my family to live my dream. I put up a wall when listening to the conversations that y'all are having on Christmas and Thanksgiving holidays when I'm on the phone wishing that I was there and doing my best to not let you know that most of the time when I hang up, I'm crying because I miss you. I put up a wall in living with the choice I made to not being there. I put up a wall to shield the sadness from missing out on my nephews and nieces' graduations, missing out on dinner parties, and missing out on holidays and Sunday and birthday dinners, missing out on my nephew's basketball games, and missing out on award ceremonies at school, missing out on opportunities to just be with you watching television, missing out on everything. I put up a wall. I put up a wall to follow my dreams. Not just because somebody told me to, or not just because it's too hard to think about, not just because someone may have made a mistake, but aren't mistakes a part of life? Mistakes are things that help makes us stronger. Mistakes forces us not to live in fear. They help us say, okay, we did that. Accept it. Let's move on. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. But why are you asking me to put up a wall? I know y'all like, I ain't messing with Sharon no more. That's all right, I'm sensitive. So if this was the album, I would do a piece that focuses on bullets. But that needs to be recorded in the studio, and I'm not going to tell you what that means because it's my idea, and I don't want you to steal it. So I have two more pieces for you tonight. A piece called Black and the Fierce Urgency of Now, in which my friend Felicia Lau would join me on stage, and then I would do a talk back. So, Black. I don't know what it means to be a white woman, an Asian woman, an indigenous woman, a Latino woman, a Mexican woman, or a Filipino woman. So why must you call me a woman of color? Why not acknowledge my blackness for what it stands for? It's a culture that if you're not in my skin, you would never know what it feels like. Respect my culture. Don't lump me up with everyone else, and don't disregard the richness of who they are by not acknowledging their heritage. I'm so sorry that you want us to have this alliance. But what is an alliance if it doesn't truly acknowledge who I am and what my ancestors fought for the rights for me to have, the right to no longer be called a slave, colored, Negro, nigger, or nigger? Look at my color and know from this point on that I am 200% black. Black from the inside out, from the outside in. This woman in front of you is black. So don't transpose colored to person of color, because by saying person of color, you instantly tell me that you don't see me. And you don't see the Asian, indigenous, the Latino, Mexican, and Filipino women's culture. Respect us as a group, and if you must come together as a group, and if we must come together, respect us as a group, and if we must come together as a group, then call us cultural. Hold up. Hell, ask us what we want to be called. But I refuse to allow you to continue to dictate what I will be called or how I shall refer to myself. I am a black woman. I prefer and demand you call me black woman. No longer shall I be referred to as African American, Negro, colored, or nigger. I'm a black woman, and I am a woman, and I am proud. Whew, Jesus. Come on, friend.
All right, black woman.
With that beautiful shirt you got on.
You like my shirt?
I like your shirt. I like your shirt. That shirt is hot.
If you might say,
It's the consciousness of love.
second album representing my friend. That's right.
Represent. This is Miss Felicia V. Loud of Black Stacks fame. You may have seen her on the stage near you, but she's crazy.
Don't say that.
Oh, I'm sorry. She's crazy. But we created this piece when I was commissioned to do a piece for Seattle University's Dr. Martin Luther King Day. So it is called The Fierce Urgency of Now. So here we go.
The fierce urgency of now, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. We are now faced with the fact that tomorrow is today. We are confronted with the fierce urgency of now. In this unfolding conundrum of life and history, there is such a thing as being too late. This is no time for apathy or complacency. This is a time for vigorous and positive action.
Kings and queens, first we must pay homage to the change agents of America. Ancestors rise, ancestors rise, ancestors rise.
And we shall call them by their name. Michelle, Barack, you are my queen, you are my king, and we thank you for your services.
As the waves of the river tide brought us here, the shackles of the past must be broken. Learn from the fight and thy will be done. It is no longer them beating us, but us beating them. No straps needed, no shackles can hold us. The breaking of the backs for them is done. As we break our backs for the truth to not be undone.
And we have begun again and again. Still waters don't run deep in Michigan, they run foul. And no amount of money can save the genocide unless we sacrifice.
We can no longer allow them to nail us to the cross, but for us to make our own crosses to bear. Bear the cross of our brothers and sisters who stand and fight for justice. Bear the cross of our children who deserve to thrive. Bear the cross for the crossless whose voices have been silenced, or the whispers of those who they refuse to hear. We shall no longer sit and wait. We will no longer travel through the Underground Railroad. We will no longer be ashamed to speak the truth. We will no longer quote the past without steadfast action.
Because I've been inspired by writers, MCs, poets and singers, speakers, actors and journalists, and the list goes on and on. Because this is not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Keep hope alive, Jesse Jackson.
I have a dream, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Courage is the most of all virtues, Dr. Maya Angelou.
Emancipate yourself from mental slavery, Bob Marley.
Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced, James Baldwin.
Give me a place to stand and I shall move the earth, Chinua Achebe.
Where there is no struggle, there is no strength, Oprah Winfrey.
Healing begins where the wound was made, Alice Walker.
Change will not come if we wait for some other person or other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for, President Barack Obama. If you've never been down, then you would never know how to get up. My grandmother.
Incarceration, healthcare not damaged. There is a wall we all have to pay for. Black bodies swinging in southern breeze. Is this still the American dream? Oh, what's going on?
The pulse of America. The climate is one of hatefulness and vengeance, but like the good book says, vengeance is mine. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. You may kill my brothers, but you will not kill my soul. You may try to limit my capacity, but my capacity is limited. You may thrive on my pain, but my pain is no more. We are no longer crying to be heard. We are fierce in fighting for justice. We are fierce in fighting for education.
We are fierce in fighting for gender equality.
We are fierce in fighting for health
We
care.
are fierce in fighting for reforming immigration.
We are fierce in fighting racism.
We are fierce in fighting for love.
We are fierce in shaping an America that we can be proud of. We are fierce. Please rise for the singing of the Black National Anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing, by Mr. James Weldon Johnson.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Yeah. See, I just wanted y'all to give me a standing ovation, so I just stood over there. No doubt. No, see, and I just want to tell all the people in the audience and at home watching, I know the song, but she specifically says, do not sing, Sharon. And I don't know who gave her the right to tell me that I can't sing. And when we was rehearsing tonight, I was singing, and she was like, no. I don't know what's wrong with these people trying to tell me what I can and can't do. But I appreciate it, and thank you, Miss Felicia Loud. So here's the hard part. What y'all think? Question and answer. Well, I know that piece resonated with someone. That's dope. So I just want to know if anything sat with you, if anything didn't sit with you, if you still have questions about anything. I'm an open book for the next few minutes. And if I don't want to answer something, I won't answer it. Because I'm grown. Oh, let me see. All right. So, I'm ready if you're ready. Yes, sir.
Is this next album just going to follow the same kind of track you're going to do it over music?
Yes, I am. The only difference in this album is that I'm hoping to do it live. I'm hoping that the Lift Every Voice and Sing will be sung by a choir at the end. So y'all know it's going to take me like 20 years to get this album done, right? But yeah, it's going to have music to it. I know some sounds right now. As far as I want to trumpet for the piece about my cousin in the Vietnam War. I know I want to beatbox. I know I want an African drum somewhere in there. So I know a few things right now, but I still have to sit down with my team and figure out what the rest of it sounds like. He would like for me to repeat the question for the people at home. So the question was, will this album fall suit like the other albums, and would I have music? And you already got the answer. Yes, ma'am.
How do you decide on which of your pieces will be accompanied by music? Like, do you know right away, or do you kind of have to sit with it for a while?
How do I decide if which pieces have music? Do I decide right away, or what's that whole process like? No, I don't know right away. Oftentimes, what Felicia, who was just up here for the last 2 albums, I would go in the studio and record them, and then we would just sit with them at home, and then we'll get together and have a meeting, and we'll say, and she'll say, I think that sounds like something like Earth, Wind, and Fire, and I say, well, I think that sounds like something from Miami bass music, or I think that sounds like blues, and we'll just go back and forth. And then on my first album, the only piece that was a cappella was the one about Maya Angelou, and that's because we couldn't decide on the music, and we was like, what do we need music for? So we didn't do it. So I don't know which ones on this album will or won't until we sit down and go through that process. Yes, ma'am.
Are you continuing to write for this album, or do you feel these are the pieces?
Am I continuing to write for this album, or are these my pieces? There's a piece that I want to write called Well on It that I haven't finished. So I'm gonna see if I can make it through that one, if I can finish writing that piece, and I'm thinking that I may end up writing a piece about immigration, and so I'm leaving it open to say that the album isn't done, and all the pieces aren't written yet. Yes, ma'am.
So how do you balance between the work that you do for artists and the work that you do for self?
How do I balance from the work that I do for artists and the work that I do for myself? Team Sharon. You know what I'm saying? I have a bunch of people in my life that hold me accountable to art. That's their job. Sandra Briley back there, she's one of the people that are supposed to ask me, what am I working on artistically? That is their job in my life. My dad even started doing that. I didn't even tell him to do it. He just started saying, and what are you doing artistically? Okay, CD Forum is doing fine. What are you doing? And so those people hold me accountable to that. And I do know after going through counseling that I have to have an artistic piece in my life in order to be balanced. And if I don't have that, then that's when I really start to fall apart, if I don't balance the work and that. So I try, and there's times when I can't do my art because I'm helping other artists or things of that nature, but that's the nature of the beast. Yes, ma'am.
Which piece was the most joyful for you to write, and which piece are you the most frightened to share with people beyond this room?
Which piece is the most joyful for me to write, and which piece is the one that I'm most scared to share with people outside of this room? Joyful. Joy, 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 joy. Is there any joy in those pieces? I think I had fun with questions and answers came to me very quickly. I didn't mean to write it. It was just one of those days. It was this one day where I was just like kicking pieces out, and I was like, oh, what's going on? I better take advantage of this. So questions and answers was the fastest one that I've written. So I really like that. And as I read it, I just get a kick out of it. Please, you can still invite me to your classes to speak. The wall is the hardest one for me to share outside of this room because it's so personal, and I don't know how my family's going to feel about it. So, but like I say in the piece, you can't ask me not to be me. This is me. Yes, sir, and then over here.
And kind of a follow-up to that last question.
Mhm.
In this, now that you've performed some of these pieces, some of them are new,
Mhm.
have you found any catharsis? Kind of like, has some of these feelings, even though it's really hard to talk about or present, and maybe you haven't gotten, maybe you're still on that journey, but have you found any catharsis in presenting some of these pieces? Is that helping you work through some of these thoughts, some of these emotions, and coming to terms with everything?
Have I found any catharsis in performing these pieces and writing these pieces? Well, yeah. You know, it's funny. I was sitting down rewriting Brother the other night, and I'm crying. Like I said, I was crying really bad. And then I started because when I went back to the Find a Grave page, which I often visit, and I started reading the little bio that says he did architectural and stuff like that. It just hurt my feelings. Like I read it 1,000 times, but I really heard it this time that I didn't know him like that. And so I started looking up more, and I'm like, oh, he would have been like 70 years old. And I always see him as 20-something years old. Like, he's my guy, right? We're the same. Hey, I'm not 20-something, but we're the same age. And so last night, it was just like, yo, he would have been 70 years old right now. Okay, this is cool. So that definitely, anytime I write about depression, it's therapeutic. And I didn't realize until I sat down and read all the pieces as one lump sum of, I really called it a pulse of America for me because I felt as though I was reclaiming my blackness a lot in this piece, in this album. And I was like, what is going on? But when you look at America, I was like, oh, that's what was going on. And so that's therapeutic for me. Like, yeah, what? I'm black. I am proud. I'm James Brown. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Yeah, so yeah. It's definitely therapy. Yes, ma'am.
So the two pieces that you haven't shared,
Mm-hmm.
where do they fall in this, the grand scheme of this CD?
One falls around the violence of what's been happening in America. And the other one falls in reclaiming your freedom and really examining. So the question was, where does the pieces that I didn't share tonight? I'm sorry. Where are the pieces that I didn't share tonight? Where do they fall as far as the album is concerned? So that one falls in around the violence of it. That's what's been happening in the community. The other one is really examining what freedom is and trying to get back to that, of really feeling like, or really fighting for that freedom. So we'll see how they end up. It's really going to take some really cool editing, a lot of editing and things of that nature to bring those pieces to life. Okay. If there's no more questions, I'm hanging around for a little while. What time is it? Oh, what's good? It's almost 9 o'clock. I'm hanging around for a little while. Yes.
I was just wondering how we can support your.
See, that's what I was. That's my girl right there.
What is this Team
Team Sharon
Sharon thing?
is thank you. Very good question, Team Sharon member. All right, so Team Sharon started as, a couple years ago, I think it's 3 years ago now, 4 years ago now, maybe, where I decided to stop. I had founded this organization called the Mahogany Project, and I decided that I was going to stop doing that, and I was going to start my own business and focus on my own artwork, and start my own company, which is Sharon Nyree Williams, LLC. And in starting that, I knew I needed some mentors and advisors to get that process started. And so I had about 5 or 6 people that I contacted and said, will you be on Team Sharon? Will you be on Team Sharon? And their whole purpose is to help me get my business going and help me move and help me achieve my dream into being like the next Maya Angelou and traveling the world to share my stories. That's their purpose. And then I had an event, and it was all these other people there. And it was like, we love you, Sharon. I love you, too. And your work means a lot to me. I was like, welcome to Team Sharon. And come on. So then my family was like, I'm on Team Sharon, too. And I'm like, yeah, you better be on Team Sharon. So there's people with certain roles. There's certain people that I meet with on a regular basis that advises me towards my career. There's all of you who just come and see me and hear me speak. There's those who never come and hear me speak but always says good things about me. So that's what Team Sharon is. And then how do you support me in this work? First, you buy me some new shoes. Nah, I'm joking. These are my first pair of Vans, y'all. Hey, they do. They tight, right? I know. Gina helped me come up with my outfits, my look. I always have on some type of red shoe on stage. But and so how do you support me? So there's some big things coming up, y'all. I have this team around me that is pushing me. And so we'll be starting a podcast soon called What's Good. We have 5 episodes so far. And I should be starting to post them up in the next couple weeks. I'm going to try to get it on iTunes and all of that. So come to my website, SharonNyreeWilliams.com, and you'll be able to see that. I'm continuing to, I started back writing in my blog, and they didn't give me a schedule. So I have to write in my blog. Y'all know how hard it is? But as soon as they said I could do one word and that would be okay, oh my goodness. I wrote this one day. Oh, it's been hard. I can't take it. And man, my head was down. So I'm starting to do that. But my social media guy, Dom, has introduced me to a page called Patreon. And Patreon is like Kickstarter. And so it's where you can donate like $1 a month or $2 a month or something like that. And as I create, I can set it up 2 ways. You just pay me $1 a month as I create and support my work, or as I make milestones, you support the work. And so we will be releasing Patreon as soon as me and Alan get the video done this weekend. So Patreon will be up. It's up somewhat right now. I just haven't launched it because I want my video. And so that would be a steady way for people to continue to support me. And what do you support by doing that? You support things like this. I won this space in a silent auction. So that's how I got this space. So you support when I want to rent space. You support studio time. You support my team that's around me that I love to pay sometimes. You support the food. Okay, y'all. Was the food okay? Yeah. Okay, because you only pay $5 to $10 and you got food. You can't get that at McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? You get a show and some food. The way I like to do things. So you support that. A lot of the next few months will be going into preparing for the album. So you'll be supporting that and just supporting me. A lot of people, they like for me to come to places, but they don't have big budgets. So you'll support that as well. So like, for instance, on August 12th, I'm going to be speaking at a festival in Auburn. And so you'll be supporting me being able to continue to tell stories and change the world. And you'll help me on this journey to try to change the world one story at a time. And my website is the best way to find me, SharonNyreeWilliams.com, or Facebook, Sharon Nyree Williams, Instagram, Sharon Nyree Williams, Twitter, Ambitious SNW. That's me. So yeah, so you can find me on all those things. And did I get it all, Gina? Yes. Booyakashara. But that's it. If there's still more food, go grab some. talk to Rachel and Suryanka about their artwork. I'm here for a little while. I want to give a shout out to my guy, Leroy Mack III. And his team at Wonderstream for making this available all over the country. I appreciate you. I really do. Please check out Wonderstream and hire them for your event. I want to thank West of Lenin for hosting me, Caitlin and Liza for your hospitality, and Susan. I want to thank my nephew, Trey Diddy, for doing the box office today. Miss Lois, yes, Lois. Yeah. Yes, if you follow me on Facebook, that's my nephew. I'm on full auntie duty right now. But yeah, he was good tonight, right? That's what's up. He gonna try to charge me for his work. I know. He ain't get nothing. He get to eat. But thank you, everyone. Suryanka, Rachel, Ian. I didn't forget your name. I was looking at your shoes. Your shoes distracted me. Ian, thank you so much for all you did today. I really do appreciate it. And Gina, Trina, Dom, who be holding it down, Chris Sumption, who couldn't be here tonight, who sat with me and went through all these pieces and said, yeah, you got something here. So did y'all like it? Thumbs up, thumbs down? All right. Well, it's going to take me about a year to raise the money for it, but just keep looking for me. And my cards are in a bag that I didn't put out. So Gina's going to get me on that one. But thank y'all, and y'all have a good night.